Hi guys, today I want to make a video about my predictions, updated predictions for the NBA Conference Finals. So starting off with a reflection of last time, I was pretty wrong. I think I only got one of them right out of the four. Celtics probably the easiest one. I got that one right, but besides that, I think I said Thunder, Nuggets, and Knicks. Obviously, all those did not go the way I expected. So let's start with those. I'm going to start off with the Knicks here, and I think that was just mostly because of injuries. If we're being honest, the Pacers, while they did look more impressive than I thought, at the same time, I think if the Knicks were actually healthy and half their team wasn't injured, I think they definitely would have won Game 7 and probably would be playing right now. But at the same time, you got to give credit and respect to the Pacers. Went into New York, had a historic performance, and now they're moving on. And while I don't think they're going to do too well against the Celtics, I think they still have put up a great effort, and I am pretty surprised that the Knicks didn't get to the conference finals, but at the same time, I can't predict injuries, and that's how it went. Then out west, it's definitely a little bit surprising. I only expected maybe the Timberwolves, but definitely not really the Mavericks. I made a video earlier talking about how the Mavericks were kind of in trouble earlier in that series. Obviously, that was wrong, and the Mavericks have now come all the way back to win the series. And a big part of that is just Luka Doncic. I still don't think he's 100% healthy, but that didn't matter, obviously. He was able to do enough to get them all the way to the conference finals. And Kyrie Irving has also been really good. The whole Mavericks team stepped up to the challenge. And the Thunder finally looked like the young team they are. They didn't look like they were quite ready for the challenge, which makes sense. They didn't show any of that against the Pelicans, and it didn't look like they were going to against the Mavericks either, but finally caught up to them. And I didn't really expect it in the way it happened, especially because they did have a lead and everything. But I am also impressed with the Mavericks, so just got to see how it goes from there. And then the other Western matchup, which is Timberwolves and Nuggets. I was very surprised with Game 7. I thought the Nuggets were going to win. I was pretty confident in them. Even though they didn't look great at all in Game 6, very poor in Game 6, I still thought at home they had a very good chance of winning. They're going to take care of business, but the Timberwolves really surprised me. They really made me rethink everything. They've been a very surprising team in this playoffs. I said it before. I did think the Nuggets were going to take care of business, but they did not, obviously. The Timberwolves look like a more dominant team, especially in those last two games of the series, but especially in that third and fourth quarter of game 7. They just look like two completely different teams. And I'll talk a little bit more about the Timberwolves in a second. But, I definitely thought the Nuggets were probably my pick to go to the finals, and if not win it, I probably would have said the Celtics. But now they're out, that definitely changes things. But yeah, very impressed with the Timberwolves, continue to be impressed. But that does set up the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm going to start out East with the Celtics and the Pacers. I don't think this matchup's going to be super competitive, to be honest. It would shock me if the Pacers win this. I'm going to say they get maybe a game, maybe. I think that I don't want to say lucky, but at the same time, the Knicks had half their team injured. The Bucks are dealing with some injuries, so they've had a pretty easy run. No matchup in the playoffs is necessarily easy, but at the same time, they've had probably the easiest run of any team in the conference finals right now. And especially playing in the East, haven't really faced an opponent like Boston yet. And I think Boston, this might be their year. And so I really just don't see them losing to Indiana. It would shock me. Easily be one of the biggest upsets in modern playoff history if they did. They're a huge favorite for a reason, and I think Boston wins 4 or 5 games. I think they'll probably sweep them, but maybe Indiana gets a game. So I'm going to take Boston here to win. Then the West, I'm going to say this one's definitely going to go, I feel like, 6 or 7. I just feel like I can't bet against the Timberwolves. I feel like they've been so impressive. I bet against them again when they were playing the Suns. I bet against them when they were playing the Nuggets. So I'm not going to do it again. If this does go 7, though, I am a little more confident, I feel like, in the Mavericks. They've just been really good in Game 7s whenever they can finish the job, whatever it is. Kyrie Irving especially. In his entire career, he's just been great in like those Game 6, Game 7s. Win or go home, sends his team in the next round kind of games. He's just been really good in those games. Not really sure what it is, but if that does happen, I do expect the Mavericks to have a little bit of advantage. But I don't necessarily see it going 7. I just think not the Mavericks, the Timberwolves are a little bit better. I think that's going to give them just a little bit more, and I think they'll win it. I'm going to say 6. And I think that would definitely give the Timberwolves a chance to win it all. I think the Celtics, well, it's going to be definitely a challenging matchup. I think the Celtics are definitely the better team. At the same time, Boston has struggled against the big 3 out west, OKC, Denver, and Minnesota. They haven't done great against them, even though they are the best team in the league. They haven't had like a great record against all of them. I made a video about that earlier. So I could definitely see either Minnesota or Dallas winning it, even against the Celtics. I don't really see the Pacers winning it, but who knows? But yeah, I do think it's going to be Celtics and Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves got a shot, but I could also very easily see the Celtics winning it. So yeah, that kind of does it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.